Hello students, in this video I have a CBSE class 12 chapter from the book Flamingo, Lost Spring, written by ANEES JUNG. ANEES JUNG is an Indian author. She was born in Rourkela, that is in Odisha, and she had spent her child days and adolescence in Hyderabad. The year, actually the printed year, that is a misprint. She was born in 1944, in the year 1944. Here we are going to study a chapter from her, Lost Spring, which is taken from a famous book of ANEES JUNG, which was published in 2005, Stories of Stolen Childhood. Let's speak about the topic. Lost Spring. As spring is a season known for its bloom, it is metaphor of childhood. So as spring season is a season which is known for its prosperity, which is known for its beauty, its happiness, its glittering expanse of natural prosperity. Similarly, the child age is full of happiness, it is full of opportunities, it is full of vigor, excitement and vitality. But here in this chapter we are going to study about two children about whom the author has mentioned. First, a boy named Sahib and another boy named Mukesh. They are from different communities, but the situation of both the children are same. Author has described that these two children and many other like them, who they are from deprived communities, who they belong from downtrodden class, and who they belong to the slum areas. They don't enjoy the most important phase of life, that is childhood. Two boys, especially two boys, which is discussed, who has been discussed here in this chapter by ANEES JUNG, Mukesh and first Sahib and then Mukesh. They have lost spring, means happiness from their child age, and as the book title Stories of Childhood, written by ANEES JUNG, has been it is a collection of same type of many stories. Let's start the first part of the chapter, Lost Spring, written by ANEES JUNG, a beautiful chapter to describe about the condition of the poor class people and how so many people are there in the world, not only in India, are there in world, who they are deprived from various things in their life, various opportunities in their life. Especially these two children are deprived from the right of education because they were forced to work in their child days. So that's why they had lost spring from their happiness from their lives. So it's lost spring. Sometimes I find a rupee in the garbage. This chapter can be divided in two parts. And so as the first part may be titled, Sometimes I find a rupee in the garbage. It is the main line, it is the line which we can highlight in this particular part of this chapter, part 1. Now let's start the chapter line and explanation. Why do you do this? I asked Sahib, whom I encounter every morning scrounging for gold in the garbage dumps of neighborhood. Author says that she asked once to Sahib, why do you do this? Let's see that what he used to do. Why do you do this? I asked Sahib. One day, ANEES JUNG asked Sahib, whom I encounter, I is author, whom author encounter means made every morning scrounging for gold. Searching for gold means valuable things in garbage. In the garbage dumps of my neighborhood, in the neighborhood of author ANEES JUNG, there was a dump of garbage, and every day whenever she passes that particular way, she could find Sahib. Not only Sahib, you will find in the next part of the chapter, or as we will progress the chapter, that not only Sahib, along with Sahib, so many children of his own community, she got them busy in searching for gold. Gold is a kind of metaphor here which has been used to means the children try to get the valuable things from the dump, which they could sell and they could arrange for their food and for other necessities. So every day a garbage dump which was in the neighborhood of author ANEES JUNG, where author was living temporarily, and she saw that Sahib, a boy named Sahib, all the time stayed there, and she found there that all the time whenever she passes, she found her searching something from that, something useful from the garbage. Sahib left his home long ago. Now, who is Sahib? The author is describing about him. Sahib left his home long ago. Many years ago, Sahib left his home, set amid us the green fields of Dhaka. The home of Sahib was in the green fields of, that means in between of the green fields, the beautiful nature of Dhaka. Means Dhaka is the capital of Bangladesh, and Sahib, along with his family members, came to India from Dhaka, where he used to live in a very prosperous manner. His home is not even a distant memory, and he has left his home so many years ago that now his home that was in Dhaka at one point of time is not even in distant memory. He has not even a single trace of memory about his home, that how it was and where he used to live. There were many storms that swept away their fields and homes. Now, what is the reason? Because of that, Sahib and so many people from Dhaka, Bangladesh, came to India. There were so many storms. So many storms came, natural calamity occurred in their life, and that swept away their fields and homes. Means their house and their fields, their crops were destroyed. They had nothing to eat there. They had nothing to live on. So, in the search of better life, these people left their home in Dhaka and migrated to India. His mother tells him. His mother tells Sahib. Means when I asked Sahib that where from you, why you came here, Sahib told Arthur that my mother tells all the time to me that we used to live in Dhaka, but many storms came and that destroyed our homes in that place, and so we left that place. That's why they left. Sahib further told author ANEES JUNG that this is the reason, because of that they left their home in Dhaka, looking for gold in the big city where he now lives. And he was living in a big city now, not in a big city. Actually, we'll find later on that they live in a very small place. And they left Dhaka with the hope that they will come in India to have a better, and they will earn here a good amount of money, and they will have a better life. Looking for gold, looking for money, looking for a good earning, looking for a good livelihood, a good life, that is gold. They came to India and now they live here. That was described by Sahib when author ANEES JUNG asked him that why do you do this and why you came here. I have nothing else to do. This is actually the answer of this question which was asked by author ANEES JUNG. Why do you do this? Now Sahib is answering, I have nothing else to do, because I do this because I have no other work to do, he mutters. He spoke in a slow tone, that is mutters. Looking away means not taking care towards author, not looking towards author while she asked question to him. He was busy in his garbage searching, and looking away from her, he said that because I have nothing else to do. Go to school, I say gleefully. Author asked gleefully means continuously in the same tone in which he was asking question to him. ANEES JUNG asked Sahib that do you go to school? Do you study? Realizing immediately how hollow the advice must sound. But as soon as the author asked the question that do you go to school, she at once realized immediately that how hollow, how useless the advice must sound. That this advice that do you go to school means asking to such type of child who they are suffering from even for a single time meal, single time food, and the child is searching garbage, picking garbage. Asked such type of advice that do you go to school? Any type of advice like that is very fully sounded. You can say that it is totally useless to talk with such type of people who are struggling for their livelihood. Author at once replies, there is no school in my neighborhood. Anyway, when author asks Sahib that do you go to school? He says, there is no school in my neighborhood, in my local place there is no school. When they built one, they means government bodies here, the authorities here. He says that when government will build a school, I will go. If I start a school, will you come? I ask half joking, in a joking tone, not in an inserious tone, not in a serious tone. Author just commented that if I start a school, if I open a school, will you come into that school? But that child took it seriously. It was a fun on the behalf of author, but child took it seriously. He says, yes. Sahib says, smiling broadly. He hoped that the author is not joking. He took it seriously and expecting that actually author will start a school and he will join that. He expected so much from this statement, and so he smiled heartily and says, yes, I will come. A few days later, I see him running up to me. This incident passed, this conversation passed between author and Sahib, and few days later, again while author was coming by the same way in which he found every day Sahib to pick garbage, Sahib came runningly towards author, came up to me, that is author here. Is your school ready? And he asked the promise, which was a hollow promise made by author. He said, man, is your school ready? It takes longer to build a school, I say. Author was totally embarrassed, means you can say ashamed. Author was feeling shy because she had made a promise to the man, to a boy who took it so seriously. But on her side, it was just a joke. Author had no answer to the question that, is your school ready? She only says, it takes a longer to build a school. Means school is not easy to build, man, boy, it takes a long time. But in reality, author was not going to build any school. It was just a joke from her side. At having made a promise, why author was embarrassed, feeling shy? At having made a promise that was not meant, because she made a promise to a boy, to such type of boy, such of innocent people, who they simply believe on anyone's promise, and that's why they are deceived in their life. Many political leaders also deceive them because of, and they do so many promises to them, and thereafter later on they cheat them. At having made a promise that was not meant, author is feeling embarrassed here because she had made a promise to a boy named Sahib, and so many children of his type. She said that she made a promise which was not meaning actually, which was not true. It was not a true promise, it was just a joke. But promises like mine abound in every corner of his bleak world. But she says that promises like mine, or ANEES JUNG says that these type of promises, as I promised him that if I start a school he will come, abound in every corner. Abound means found, or which have a lot of importance in every corner of his bleak world. Bleak means a word which is totally, you can say, having no facilities, that is totally barren, that is totally solitude. Means in a life in which a person has nothing, a person has no comfort, a person has only sufferings and problems, and the person who face a lot of problems in their life. If you promise, means here author talks about the people who they are poor, who they are deprived, who they don't have a lot of opportunities in their life, who they suffer all the time, and they are the author wants to say that the people of those type who they are having a lot of problems in their life, poor people, downtrodden people, if any promise like such that if I start a school are made to them, so mine, means promises like author abound in every corner of his bleak world. Means his means here only Sahib is addressed here, but all the people like Sahib who they are having no facilities in their life, their bleak world, their empty world has meant a lot to, means these people simply trust on such type of promises. After months of knowing him, now author met regularly to that boy named Sahib, and a month passed in the same way. I asked him his name, then author asked his name, the name of this boy. He told Sahib-e-Alam, he announces. He told that his name was Sahib-e-Alam. He does not know what it means. Actually, Sahib does not know that what was the meaning of his name. If he knew its meaning, if Sahib knew that what was the meaning of his name, that is Lord of Universe. Sahib-e-Alam means Lord of Universe. You can say that Maharaja Dhiraj, or Your Honor, or a king or an emperor type of person is called Sahib-e-Alam. If Sahib knew that what was the meaning of his name, he means, I think he could not believe on that. If he knew it, he would have a hard time believing it. Means he will not believe that his name means such type of thing. Means here you want to we could say that there is a kind of irony in his name. His name is Sahib Alam, Lord of Universe, Emperor, but his life is passing in obscurity and suffering. Unaware of what his name represents. He was not aware. Sahib was not aware that what his name represents, what is the meaning of his name. He roams the streets with his friends. He moves here and there. Roams means moves aimlessly here and there on the streets with his friends. An army of barefooted. Who were his friends? An army, a group of barefoot boys, who they were all from perhaps from Bangladesh, Dhaka, and all were from everyone's profession was rat picking. They all were barefooted. They were not having slippers and shoes in their leg, who appear like the morning birds and disappear at noon. Means all the children appear in the morning as birds appear in the morning time. They all the children came in the morning time, and then all of a sudden, as birds appear at the morning time and disappear at noon, similarly they appear in the morning time to pick the rats, and thereafter they disappear at noon. Over the months, many months passed, I have come to recognize each of them. Author now recognized, initially she recognized only Sahib, but now she was well familiar with all the children in that group. Why aren't you wearing chappals? I asked. Author asked one of the children of their group, not Sahib, any other children. She asked, why aren't you wearing chappals? Why not wearing chappals, slippers? My mother did not bring them down from the shelf, he answers simply. This child answers simply in a very humble, in a very gentle way, in a very, you can say, childish way. He answered that my mother did not bring them, that my mother did not bring my chappals, my slippers down from the shelf. Shelf is a kind of safe almirah in which we used to keep our shoes and slippers and anything. So in Dhaka, Bangladesh, her mother used to keep his mother used to keep his slippers in a safe, that is safe. And he said that क्योंकि मेरी माँ वहाँ से सेफ में से वो चप्पल लेके नहीं आई, ढाका बांग्लादेश में छूट गया. So that he explained. Even if she did not will throw them off, it's another. Even if she did not, he will throw them off. It's another. Another boy in the group says, even if she did, means that another boy interrupted on the question of author that why aren't you wearing chappals? The boy answered that my mother did not bring them down from the shelf. He answered simply. Another boy adds another boy who is wearing shoes. Actually that do not match, means who is wearing two different shoes in his legs. This boy says, even if she did, means that even if she means the mother of this boy, that even if her mother had brought the chappals, the slippers from Bangladesh, he would have thrown them. Means he would not have wear them. When author commented on it, he shuffles his feet and says nothing. On which author commented? When author commented on the two different shoes which that child was wearing, that you are wearing two different shoes, he shuffles his feet, says nothing. So that child he tried to hide his shoes, and he moved his legs and says nothing. He was embarrassed to notice that the author noticed that he was wearing two different shoes. I want shoes, says a third boy. Third boy from the group, another boy from the group says that I want of shoes, who has never owned a pair all his life, because he has never got a pair of shoes all his life. Traveling across the country, I have seen children walking barefoot. Traveling, author has a habit. ANEES JUNG, here I would like to mention that ANEES JUNG has a habit of traveling to the different parts of India country, and wherever she has traveled, she was especially concerned to the deprived communities, poor people. And when she traveled to during the travel of the different parts of country, she has noticed that children walking barefooted in cities also, on village roads also. It is not lack of money, but a tradition to stay barefoot. Actually, here author says that I have seen so many children walking barefooted, so many people walking barefooted in cities and in villages both, that sometimes it suggests that it is a kind of tradition that the people walk barefooted, but it is not a tradition actually. It is lack of money, that because they have economical problem and they can't afford to buy any kind of shoes and slipper, is one explanation. If you are trying to get an answer that why so many people suffer with having no slippers in their legs, one explanation you may find that perhaps it is a kind of tradition, but there is one actual reason, and that is that these people have this type of people, poor people, don't have so much money to buy even one pair of shoes and slippers. I wonder, author says that I am surprised. I think if this is only an excuse to explain away a perpetual state of poverty, that this is only an excuse to explain away a perpetual means a continuous state of poverty. Here author wants to say that if you ask a poor people, a poor person, a poor children from slum area, and he says that there is a tradition in my community not to wear slippers. Actually, it is not a tradition; it is a kind of excuse to explain away a perpetual state of poverty, by which they are trying to explain away, they are trying to hide a perpetual means continuous, a very bad state, a very bad condition of poverty. Okay, so it's kind of an excuse. The reality is that the people don't have sufficient amount of money by which they could buy a pair of shoes.